of my rangers has a scar on his head from a 7-foot arrow from the uncontacted tribes.
7-foot arrow?
Yeah, so they use the river cane, and then they take bamboo, and they get an incredible edge on the bamboo, and it's like they temper it over the fire. So the river cane doesn't weigh anything, so they make these monster arrows, and they can actually like nail a spider monkey out of the trees from 40 meters.
Really?
Yeah, so check this out. So this is one of my rangers, Ignacio. He's local indigenous, and
that's the scar on his head from the arrow.
Yeah, he was trying. So the uncontacted came out, and
that
they
was
were
pretty fresh. You're gonna have a scar on your head. That's a good spot. That looks good.
He was saying they were trying to push bananas because these people don't know. These people are out there and they're naked and they're in the jungle and they've been there for a few hundred years. And he was there and he was actually working for the Ministry of Culture, and he was like, let me try and be friendly. Let me try and extend an olive branch. And so he was trying to push a boatload of bananas towards them. And the scariest thing was they didn't want anyone to understand them, and so they were actually speaking in Capuchin monkey calls. And he's out in the middle. He's brave, this guy, and he went out to the middle of the river and he pushed this thing, and he said he saw the arrow coming straight at his eyeball, and he just moved his head to the side, and it just gave him that, cut him right to the skull.
The uncontacted tribe were speaking in monkey calls.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
So JJ's dad used to tell us, he said, if you're ever out in the forest and something doesn't sound right, he was like, get out of there. And he was like, because they will use the tinamou calls, like the undulated tinamou is like, but we know what that sounds like, but we also know what it doesn't sound like. And so every now and then you'll hear one that's, different. And we all get freaked out because we're like, that's how we do it. That's how JJ taught me to do it. If there was a bunch of tourists right there and JJ wanted me to come over and chill with him and we wanted to go hang, he would just do that and get my attention. And I know that it's not a tinamou, I know it's JJ. And so it's they've taken that to a whole nother level where they can communicate. And so there was a group of guys who was upriver, and they got surrounded. They heard monkey calls coming from different directions, and they realized they were completely surrounded. They, at least one of the guys who was telling it to me, he got in the water and crawled like a turtle and escaped. And then the tribe showed up, and then there's this whole showdown where they actually shot one of the community members, and then one of the guys who knows some of their language was saying that it looked like they were mad with the guy that shot the guy. They were mad with him. They were like, why did you do that? Now there's going to be retaliation. Why did you shoot him? And there was a whole discussion happening while these people were huddled in the stream waiting to see if they got killed too. So it's I don't really, so when you get these loggers going in there, it's yo, we'll pay you to protect the rainforest, and you don't have to do this. You don't have to be going into these areas that are that dangerous. So at this point now though, through all of this though, we've established jungle keepers. We have 50,000 acres. We're trying to do 300,000 acres. And if we can do that, we'll basically be helping to establish one of the largest protected areas in the Amazon rainforest, which will encompass these uncontacted people, and they can stay uncontacted and they can stay safe and do whatever they want to do in the jungle, guarding the secret pyramids and the giant ground sloths or whatever the hell it is that they do.